Hold up. You did. Hold up. You sold 16 million.
More than that. I'm lowballing.
All right, but just lowball. And you got 13 million. And you got 13 million monthly listeners on Spotify. Yeah. But you sold 16 million singles.
Yeah.
Off of recording on a $2,500 setup recording
in an unfinished basement where you got to wait for the pipes to stop running to record in between. Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like, and for a while the shit sucked. I'll be the first. I always tell people like my first shit, like I put out 11 mixtapes, trash. Like the first 8, trash. Damn. Just quality wise, they weren't there. And it's like, you know, when I go look back, I'm like, okay, I can see why this didn't work. Right. This was not hard.
Right.
But at the time, I thought it was hard. And you need that delusional stain of self-confidence. But, you know, once the music got to a place where it could compete, at that point, my approach was off. I have 800 followers in 2014, and I'm trying to drop an album with no connections. Nobody gives a fuck.
So nobody cares. What do I focus on then? If I
song, because that's what the shit I learned when studying the SoundCloud shit back in 2014. I was like, oh, word. Everyone is down. Because you go look at the SoundCloud albums right back then. It's probably the same now. The first song has the most plays. The second song has a little bit less, and then it goes down from there unless there's a big feature. So I studied that, and I was like, oh, okay, everyone's down to listen to the first song. It's the second song that's a problem. So it's like, cool, I'm going to just drop one albums every week.
Absolutely, and I understand what you're saying.
That's what I did for 2.5 years, and that shit popped because at the end of the day, I knew my music was good. It got to a point at that point, after 11 mixtapes, the music was good enough. But motherfuckers give up after one mixtape. They don't even make it to one mixtape. They give up after 5 songs. The mindset was, okay, I've done 11 mixtapes. I put them out. No one gives a fuck. I'm sitting here with 800 followers still in my mom's basement because at the end of the day, no one's trying to listen to an album from someone they've never heard of and someone that no one else in the industry is telling them to listen to.
I'm gonna need upcoming independent artists to stop fucking talking about these albums. That shit is a waste of time. That shit is a waste of effort. Leave that shit alone. What's good? It's time. Let's ride with TR Mentality. And before we get into the video, make sure y'all own your own shit. Now in this clip, we got Russ explaining why he only had 800 followers after dropping 11 mixtapes. Now I know this shit sound crazy. 11 mixtapes, you think he grinding, he dropping a lot of music. How could he possibly not be on? How could he not have a strong fan base? How do he only have 800 followers after dropping 11 mixtapes? Because for upcoming independent artists, we think that, yo, if you just put music out, you gonna make it happen. And then we see mainstream artists dropping albums, and we think that that's the way that we supposed to go. That's the only approach to this music shit. If you want to be a real rapper, you want your music career to be taken serious, you gotta drop an album. Because the mainstream artists don't really drop singles unless it's leading up to their album. So what are you supposed to do as an upcoming artist? How are you supposed to drop music? If the game is talking about albums, why am I dropping singles? What am I doing? How can I do that and how can I build a fan base? The biggest reason why I say, man, forget about them albums, stop talking about them. And Russ basically explained it in this video. He talked about how when you drop an album as an upcoming independent artist, you'll see the first song get a certain amount of plays and then it just gets lower and lower and lower unless somebody has a big feature on there that somebody wants to hear. And it even works like this for all albums, even for big artists. Like it's a couple mainstream artists that I listen to that dropped albums that I don't listen to. I might have listened to like one song off of it, or maybe I might have played it through one time, but then ended up not listening to it ever again after that. And then as artists, of course, we feel like we the greatest. Like it's gonna be different for me. I know that if he dropped 11 mixtapes and nobody listened to his shit past the first song, I know that they're gonna listen to me because I'm greater than him. You know what I'm saying? I'm the greatest. That's how we feel as artists. That's how we feel as creators. But I could tell you 1,000 times, nobody cares about your album. Me personally, as an upcoming independent artist, as I've been gaining knowledge and learning the way and just trying things out, I personally dropped 2 albums along the way. One was called Love to Hate in 2020. And then later that year in December, I went ahead and dropped my second album called Ride My Wave, which to your surprise, like I talked about in this video, of course, I had people that listened to the album. I had people that I know personally that went ahead and listened to the album. I had fans who've been listening to my music my entire journey. But just like Russ said, the first song had the most views and it just dropped. Unless somebody found their favorite and they played it over and over and over. Or it was a single that led up to the album. So I had to look at that and I had to be honest with myself. Okay, do I want to just go ahead and drop these albums because this is what I think works? Or am I going to actually build a solid plan that's actually been proven to work for upcoming independent artists? Something that's been working for me, and that's drop singles. And for a lot of upcoming independent artists, you don't want to hear that. I get it, because in the beginning, I didn't want to hear that. When I first made the switch, it was a hard decision to make for whatever reason, but it was hard to make. I would tell myself like, oh, I want to be known as an album artist. Oh, I make music that'll sound great on an album. I don't really make songs that fit for a single. But I can tell y'all that's all in your fucking head. Nobody cares. There's not really a such thing as an album song or a single song. You really can just drop your music. Nobody's listening. Nobody cares. You're just starting out. You don't have any fans. So you can drop your low tempo music as a single, and you can drop your up-tempo music as a single, and those numbers that you see at the top of that album that you would love to see throughout the entire album, you get to see that but on every single song that you drop, and it continues to grow and grow and grow as you grow as an artist and you build your brand on social media and you continue to gain fans and traction along the way. On Spotify, we talk about monthly listeners. Whenever you drop music, you notice that that monthly listener number goes up. But as soon as you take those couple months off to go ahead and work on that album, or you take those couple months off just to make some more music, you notice that that monthly listeners number start dropping. And then you come back to try to drop some music with no momentum at all. Nobody checking your profile out. Nobody's looking for your music because you went away for so long. You have no presence on social media. You have no presence anywhere. You don't know how to market your music. You don't know any of that. And you haven't really put in the time and the work to build these strong, hardcore fans of people that's going to listen regardless. Even if you take 2 years off, people that's still going to listen to your music. You see some of the top artists have millions of monthly listeners even if they ain't dropped in months. And yes, people that sign to record labels, they continuing to be marketed. But even independent artists that we see, like Russ in this clip, you see that he's still able to sustain a certain number of monthly listeners. So the biggest takeaway from this video, man, if you're an upcoming independent artist, go ahead and start dropping your singles, man. Whatever music you got, just put it out. I've been dropping a song a week, just literally just clearing out my hard drive, just putting it all out, not overthinking nothing, not trying to critique it too much, just putting it out, letting my creativity speak through the music and just putting it out and letting it be what it is. And people gonna find the song that they love. We try to decide what's going to be the hit. We can never decide what the hit's going to be. It's a lot of the time where we feel like, yo, the song is the best song I ever made and it does nothing. And then a song that we feel like this is nowhere near the best song I've ever made and it does numbers. We see the same thing with video content over here on YouTube. It'd be a video that you edited for hours and you think that it's about to hit, it's about to do hella numbers. And then you drop it and it does nothing. But then that video that you put no thought into and you just thought, whatever, I just got to put a video out, does hella numbers. We see it all the time. So let me know down in the comment section, man, if you're an upcoming independent artist, why is you dropping albums? Why are you not just dropping singles? And why are you not putting music out consistently? Let me know down in the comment section. And also let me know your thoughts on the video. Let me know your thoughts on the single method. Let me know your thoughts on dropping music consistently. Let me know your thoughts of being present on social media consistently, whether that's on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. And I also personally been live streaming on twitch.tv/timelessrock, which y'all can go ahead and check out down in the link below. Just constantly putting your face out there, man, building your audience, building your brand, and then continuing to elevate as a music artist and a brand completely. Hey man, if y'all rock with the video, go ahead and hit like. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. And I'm out of here, man. I ain't never getting too comfortable. I got trust issues from the past that ain't never last. I ain't gave up on love, but I got a cold heart with a phone full of dogs, but they ain't good enough. I done tried to do the thought shit, but that ain't for me, baby. I guess I like locks on wrist, and I like flying around the world with a lady I could fuck right. Late night, I could hit it right, I could fuck twice.